Hi, my name is Christian Scoresmith. I'm a hypnotist, hypnotherapist here in Seattle. And I get oftentimes I get asked by people, "Well, what is the difference between self-hypnosis and meditation?" And that's a totally reasonable question because from the outside, they look very similar, like they're the same thing. I mean, they're both sitting there with your eyes closed, right? Um, but there's some profound differences between self hypnosis and meditation, and we can sort of like in two broad categories. One is the aims or the purposes of it, and also the another broad category would be like neurologically, actually, what's going on in those two phenomena or two practices. And in the let's start with the physical phenomena, the neurological phenomena. When we do brain scans of people that are in hypnosis, their brain scans look a lot like the brain scans of people who are what we would call awake, right? Awake and alert and active and engaged. And the people who are meditating, their brain scans typically look like the brain scans of people who are asleep. Um, so, like neurologically, they're profoundly different phenomena. But more important than the brain scans is what the purpose of. Now, of course, when we say meditation like is a word that we use to cover a lot of different practices and philosophies and ideals. But typically, generally, when we talk about meditation, we're meaning trying to get to a state where we just exist, where we just are, beyond all suggestion, beyond all influence, where we just are, right? And just rest in that being, in that knowing. And and in hypnosis, we're trying to get ourselves to a state where we are actually we're open to suggestion and then giving ourselves the kind of suggestions that we want to have, right? We're trying to take advantage of that state. So we're actually doing two very different things between meditation and self-hypnosis. Meditation, we're trying to get ourselves to a state where we're not suggesting anything to ourselves. And in hypnosis, we're trying to get to a state where we're open to suggestion and then taking advantage of it. I hope that helps clarify things. If you have more questions, feel free to reach out. I'm in Seattle, and you can reach me. You can find me on the internet at www.wholehealth.today.